Hey guys, it's Rory and I am back with my July update for Team Project Pan and for my Pan That palette. Last month I didn't upload my June Project Pan, and that was just because of logistical reasons. I couldn't get the video to upload, and so I just eventually said, I'll be done with that and I'll just take pictures and record the weights for this month and the next. So I do not have photos of last month, but I did take photos of everything for July, and so I'm going to be posting that on my Instagram, which is at Sharpie Marks on Skin, and you can go check those out. I'll be posting that through the last week of July. And what I've done is recorded all of the weights, so I do have all of my data that I have been collecting for this project, and I did finish some products this month, so I'm going to be sharing those. And then the main purpose of this video is to go over my Pan That palette information and show you guys what's inside here, and then also the numbers that I've been collecting, and kind of do a Pan That palette by the numbers sort of review. I have made good progress on several of my items this month. I do want to talk about one item in particular that isn't my palette and isn't an empty, but I am, however, very proud of it. So it's my e.l.f. bronzer and blush duo. And so last month, this was 65 grams, and this month it's 64 grams, which I know it's only 1 gram difference, but for a bronzer and a blush, I thought that was pretty good. And so I'm going to try and show you guys without tipping it all out. I can kind of see it spilling. So there goes some of the blush. Basically, when I put this into the project, it was already broken, and it broke while I was flying. So it's been breaking more. I've been breaking chunks off and using it. I've really been enjoying this blush recently. And so I've been able to use the bronzer and the blush in conjunction and get more use out of the two of them. It's pretty messy right now, which is why I can't really show it to you guys. I might be able to kind of show it in the mirror rather than in the pan. But I'm really proud of that 1 gram of product. And I just want to be clear with you guys. I have used all the product that's been breaking out of this. I haven't dropped any chunks out of it. It's not like I just dumped out the broken product or anything. I've just been using it broken, and I really liked how I could pick up more product, and I wasn't getting hard pan as much in that particular quad or duo. So that was the one thing that I really wanted to, kind of congratulate myself on. And then I also have 3 kind of skincare empties. So the first one that I have is the Gold Bond Ultimate Skin Therapy Aloe Lotion. So when I first put this in at the beginning of the summer bit of this project pan, it was 145 grams, and then last month it was 54 grams, and this month it was 34 grams when I decided to roll it out when I finished it up. So obviously, I've squeezed every last bit out. I'm not somebody that cuts open their products because I just don't have anywhere to store it, honestly. And I went and bought a new lotion today, so we're good. I don't need to struggle with this any longer. But that was really good progress that I made. And then the next thing that I rolled out even today was my Olay Active Hydrating lotion in the original. It doesn't have SPF or anything like that. When I rolled it in, it was 61 grams last month, and this month it is 32 grams today. So I've been storing this upside down, tapping it really hard, trying to get all the product out. It's been making a mess in my sink. And honestly, I'm done with this. It's so light. It's so hard to get anything out. And I have another bottle. And so I've actually rolled that in. I decided to roll 1 item in rather than 3. And so I have the Olay SPF 15 lotion, which is like this. It has SPF in it, but it's also a larger size, so it's more like this. And it started at 209 grams, and I haven't opened it yet. So that's the entire weight. That's everything. Then the last thing that I finished this month was the Dermalogica Clear Start Breakout Clearing Foaming Wash. So this is what I was using to take off my makeup this month. Well, for a couple months now. And I was storing this upside down, trying to get it out, and then it got put into a different basket and sat upright for a day, and then I tried to tip it back upside down, and I couldn't get any more product out of it. I tried using it a couple days later, still couldn't get anything out, so I decided to call it quits. And last month it was 54 grams, and this month it is 40 grams, so I did use product, and I did, I think, finish it off. I haven't been able to get anything else out of there, and so I switched to using my new cleanser. And I don't really feel like rolling a bunch of stuff in this next month. And I think that the progress that I've made with these empties is significant. So I know that anything that I roll in won't be the same amount. Like this was, almost done. This I had had in my travel bag for a while, so it was, halfway done. And I go through moisturizer pretty fast. And then this was also, halfway done when I rolled it in. And I've since rolled in or started using brand new products in those areas, so no need to really roll in brand new products when they're the last thing that I have in each of the categories. I had to go out and buy a new cleanser and buy a new lotion because I didn't have backups. So that's a good position for me to be in. That's kind of what the Project Pan is all about, is, using up your back stock and getting through products. So that is all that I'm going to tell you about for my Team Project Pan challenge. And you can check out all my other items that are in that on my Instagram at Sharpie Marks on Skin. So now we're getting into the meat of the video. I know we've already been here for a little bit, but I want to update you on Modern Renaissance. So we're going to take a look at this. I'm super excited. And so here is the palette. I'm going to go towards the center. And so some of the notable things this month were, wrong side. Okay. Opening up the pan in Tempera. I literally don't use that shade. It's just not part of my everyday routine to use a white shade or a cream shade. And so I really made a point of using that this month, and I did expand the pan, so it was a pretty small baby mid pan, and I got significant pan. Then in Raw Sienna, I have been pulling that down to the bottom of the pan, and there's getting to be a dip in almost the bottom half of the pan, so that is super exciting. The next big thing this month was hitting massive side pan in Warm Top. So last month, there was product all the way around this pan, and then this month, two edges, the whole corner has been worked away. So obviously the visual progress is very astounding, but I've also, or very encouraging, I've also been recording, the sun's gonna get in our way, been recording my usage throughout about a month's worth of time. I started during June, but since my updates are in the middle of July, I decided to start a little bit early, and it makes it about a month. So what I did was, and I'm covering up the title because I have terrible handwriting and I kind of messed up Renaissance. So basically what we have here is the shade name here, my goal of usage in the next column, my actual usage in the tally marks, and then when I hit the goal and any relevant information. So basically I'm going to go over what the shade was, my goal, how many times I used it, and when I actually finished using the goal. So overall, I finished hitting all my goals on this month's palette um, by the 20th of July, and today's 29th, I believe. So I've been kind of having 9 days to use other palettes to kind of do what I want with this and not feel pressured to do any particular thing. So we're going to start with Tempera. My goal this month was to use it 20 times. I figured I could use it almost daily with anything else I was using, and I used it 20 times exactly. And I hit my goal on the very last day that I hit my goal on this palette, which was the 20th of July. It was actually a kind of challenge for me to do that because I'm trying to figure out how to hold this really well so you can see it. Because I don't use white in my everyday looks. I don't like blending it out. I like doing colorful looks and, having interesting things to do. And so it was more of a struggle to use the white shade and to remember to blend things out using that rather than like a yellow every single day. And so that was something that I was really proud of this month, was making better progress on Tempera. The next shade that I have is Golden Ochre. My goal was to use this 15 times, and I used this 17 times total, and I hit my goal on the 14th of July, so kind of in the middle. And, I really do like doing yellow looks. I'm wearing one right now, but it was hard once I finished that goal to keep not returning to that shade because I just wanted to keep on going back to yellow looks, back to yellow looks. Anyways, the next shade that I have, I don't have Vermeer, that's an empty pan, but Braun Fresco. My goal was to use it 5 times, and I almost doubled that. I used it 9 times in this month, so I feel like that was a good amount of progress that I made. And I hit my goal the 26th of June. So I did start this in the middle of June. I started recording. And, I'm proud that I could hit my goal of 5 uses in the middle of June and then continue to use it. It wasn't like I was trying to make major progress on that one shade. There were other ones that I had bigger beef with and I wanted to get done. So, moving on, Antique Bronze. I did not set a high goal. I set a goal of using this 1 time in the entire month, and I used it twice. So I used it 2 times as much, and I hit my goal on the 23rd of June. And so I've actually used this several times since completing this goal spreadsheet. I've used this twice since then. So twice as many times as I used it in the last month, which means it's kind of growing on me. I'm getting into these deeper, smoky looks, also just more extravagant looks. It's summertime. I can do what I want. I can wear funky makeup, especially when I'm not at work. And so Antique Bronze is kind of like getting its use. It is coming into season. The next one that I have, not Leveler, but Cypress Umber. My goal was to use this twice. I don't generally use darker shades, so I was really proud this month because I used it 8 times this month, and I hit my goal on the 23rd of June. And just keep in mind that I hit my goal of using it twice by the 23rd, and then everything after that was after that date. So I've continued to use it throughout the month on different looks. I think that having this spreadsheet in front of me really encouraged me to use some of these deeper shades because I was looking at things like what can I use, what can I get use out of, and that was something that had a blank, and I felt like I was achieving something by going above and beyond what I had set my goal for. So that was exciting progress. And I've also started to bring the pan down and over a little bit, so expanding that. My next shade here is Raw Sienna. So I had a bit higher goal for this, which was 15 uses, and I did succeed with that. I had 16 uses total. I hit my goal the 18th of July, and it was actually a struggle to kind of keep on going back to my yellow looks. I like yellow at the beginning of the month, and then I like deeper tones in the middle, and then I go back to yellow, and it's just kind of a rotating area. So I really had to focus, you know? And so, like I said before, I have brought this down quite a bit. And I'm looking forward to bringing it down and hitting a side pan. I know that's a while away, but I think that I can do it. So the next one that I have is burnt orange, and so I set a lower goal of 5 uses because I don't really use it because I have raw sienna, and I hit my goal on the 16th of July, and I was really proud of myself for doing that. I actually found a way that I really liked it um, used, and I'm looking forward to hitting pan. I'm a little bit away, but I'm looking forward to it, and I think that I can do it maybe if not in the next month, then in 2 months. Continuing on, we have red ochre, and I set a goal of using this twice this month. I used it 4 times, and I hit my goal on 7/11, and I wrote down that I was kind of messing with makeup, so I must not have worn that out, but I did wear it multiple times after the fact. And this one, it does have like a crack in it. That's my fault. It's not the palette that's doing that. I hit it with tweezers one day, so that's completely my fault. And I've been working on a pan kind of in the center of it, so I'm not using that to my advantage. I did use all of the product that came out of the pan at that point. Um, Next, we have Vietnam Red. I also set a goal of using that twice, and I did use it twice. It's something that I like red looks, but more of a fall sort of thing, not really summer. And I had a lot of other shadows to use this month, and so I just didn't use it as much. I mostly used it as a liner when I used it, and I'm still quite a ways from hitting pan on that. The next item that I have is Warm Top. So I set a goal of using this 30 times. Since I was doing this for a month, I figured I can use an eyebrow shade 30 times once a day. And I actually didn't use it once every day. I used other things. I had my hair redone, so I was doing pink and blue brows, I was doing pink brows, I was doing green. I used a couple other products this month, like my dip brow. I also bought a new brow pomade to kind of mix with my dip brow, and then for when this is gone, because I'm, anticipating it. Um, and I used this 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 37 times, and I hit my goal the 14th of July. So, definitely something that I worked really hard on. I cleared out a lot of progress, a lot of product, and I'm thinking that by next month, if I can show you where I'm looking, I can have this side cleared out, and I will be working through this like a mad woman, and just showing that pan. That is going to be the next shade that I finish. I know it. And then probably closely followed by golden ochre. So looking forward to that. And then finally, I have Realgar, which I set a goal of 10 uses, and I hit my goal with 10 uses on 7-19. And I did expand the pan a little bit. You can see it a little bit more. So anyways, that was a very, very long discussion of how I used Modern Renaissance this month. I thought it was really interesting. The shades that I used the most this month were obviously Warm Top in my brows, so not on the eyelid really. Tempera, Golden Ochre, Raw Sienna, and then Realgar. So definitely more orangey gold looks rather than red looks out of this. So I'm super excited that I could share that with you. And of course, go over and check my Instagram at Sharpie Marks on Skin so that you can see the rest of the project progress over there in picture format. So I'll see you guys next month for another Pan That Palette update. Bye!